What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Zoommates podcast. This is the podcast where we are just trying not to get canceled. I am one of your hosts, Nick Eden, and to my side, I got my main man, 100 Grand, one of my best friends, my best friend for over 20 years. In the streets, they call him Cinco the Villain. The ladies call him the Philosopher Chocolatees. It is Dark Tanyan himself. What up, Felt Five?
What's going on, man? This is the Come Hella High Water episode. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have no idea what we went through to make this happen today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, man, just call us, you know, the Come Hella High Water episode. You know what I'm saying? For this one right here.
Man, first off, let's start with the beginning of the week. So last week, and I was playing back the show when I was watching it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I was a little bit puffy then. I don't know if anybody noticed, like my right cheek is still a little puffy, but it was swelling up a little bit, and it started swelling up during the show. So when I woke up on Monday, it looked like I had a damn grapefruit sitting on my face. Man, I was screwed up like the whole week, and all I kept thinking, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna be right by the show. I'm gonna do the show with a stick figure as my character on Sunday. I was like, yo, there's no way. Like by like Thursday, at least the pain was gone. I had a sinus infection. So at least by Thursday, the pain was gone. Wow. By Friday, most of the swelling had gone down. And then yesterday, I was like, all right, come on now. I can't be on this show and not be pretty.
Boy, yeah. That stuff clumped up on your face like gang, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got in formation, boy, like lock up.
Right. So yeah, and what was crazy was, like, you know, I talked to my boy. You remember my boy Silk from Bama State. And Silk's a doctor, and I was asking because I was like, yo, they said it was a sinus infection. I was like, bro, I've never had sinus issues. He was like, man, it can literally happen every 50 years. Or it can happen once or twice in your entire lifetime, or you can get it every single year. It's just, I'm like, yeah. Sheesh. So it's crazy. So that was just the lead up till today. Don't even get like just the process of us getting to the show today. And not to mention, this is the second time we've had to restart. This was the first time we had to restart the show. It's been a week, bro.
Come hella high water. We here for y'all. We appreciate the Zoomies. Shout out to, you know, we got some new fans. Shout out to my homeboy Brian. Shout out to my sister. My sister is a Zoomie now. My blood sister, Chastity. Shout out to you, Chas. You know what I'm saying? And happy Mother's Day to you too. You know what I'm saying?
I can't talk no more shit about Dana then. Yo, so here's the ironic thing about it. When Felt and I met in '99, what we did not realize was like 3 years later, roughly about 3 years later, our older sisters would run into each other without even knowing that we were cool like that to begin with, and they hit it off. And so I'm talking about all the way in Indiana,
the same career path,
in the same career path, right? Like, so like. You cannot make this shit up. Like, it's crazy. So you know so I can't talk shit about that.
Shout out to family.
Yeah, shout out to family. Hey, it's stuff like that lets me know that there are times, brother, when situations are supposed to be right. You get what I mean? Like, the situations are supposed to be happening. People are supposed to be in each other's life. Exactly. So yes, shout out to Chaz. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, definitely. Those with us and those not with us. Shout out to all the mothers out there. We just launched the Zoommates Facebook group this week. Yeah. So I want to thank everybody that's come in and engaged with us so far. We appreciate you. We are going to be building it up more. We've jumped up a few followers on Instagram. I don't know that I'm necessarily ready to tackle Twitter just yet. It's
Twitter is a whole nother beast, man. Like I've kind of backed off from Twitter on my personal account. So
I mean, well, you know me, I've been done with Twitter twice.
Yeah.
Right. And I used to be Mr. Twitter. Yeah.
I did too. I was definitely Mr. Twitter. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, like man, me and Felt would have full on conversations on Twitter, and they have full on conversations on the phone. It'd be it'd be getting it in during the day, but but it's a whole nother beast. Twitter's become pretty toxic.
Man, it's just like I said. Like, I mean, I know what's happening on the Twitter streets. I'm part of them. Twitter streets.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, I know what's happening on.
Real quick, new merch alert. I told y'all we were going to be getting. Yeah, right. That's when we need the sound effects too.
We gonna have that sound effect in there. Okay.
Zoommates podcast. We got new merch that we're gonna drop. We're getting everything. Yeah, this is really just a sample right now, so we have not gone live with the Zoommates podcast store. Felt should be in. I'm thinking yours is going to be in this week, so hopefully by the next week. And just so we kind of know, there won't be a show.
Yeah, there won't be a show next week. We're skipping next week.
Right.
You know, going out of town, doing some things. And the week after next, we're gonna come back for y'all.
Absolutely.
But we still got, a lot of y'all ain't heard all the shows. So go back and listen to the shows that you have missed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We 5 in now. You know what I'm saying?
We 5 in, well over 6 hours of content.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Absolutely.
So just catch us. We might do like a little mashup of what you learned about the Zoommates so far. So maybe like a little video where we take some of the best parts of each show and drop that next week.
Little greatest segments, even though we just getting started. We still just getting started, but like I feel like we got enough in the can to have like a few segments for y'all to enjoy it. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think that one of the best things about it is, and this is what I did not want to do going into this podcast. I never wanted to force content, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
I didn't want us to be, we're a comedy podcast or we're a political commentary podcast. The reality is what you guys see and hear from us each week. This is us.
This is us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is 100% just real. A lot of times we are funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of, other times we're serious. And it's just like that. We're just complete people. And we try to present that, not try to present that. We're just giving you who we are.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate y'all.
What's crazy is if we just didn't necessarily care about the audio content and just or the audio quality, like we could literally give y'all 2-hour plus podcasts every day.
Yeah. We be talking about stuff all the time, man. Like,
yeah, man.
We like call each other, man. Do you believe this shit?
This mother,
this shit here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's definitely like that. So that's why it's just like, no, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I pull up to this computer every week and I'm excited about this because these are just real conversations, albeit now y'all not getting everything.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna fuck up my check.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I know what's happening on the Twitter streets. I'm part of them. Y'all not about to cancel. Y'all not about to cancel us.
Exactly, because which is one of our shirts. We're just trying not to get canceled. And if you actually go to the Zoommates on Instagram, you can actually see that shirt. That'll be one of the shirts that's available for sale, along with our Zoommates logo shirt, hat. We are going to get Felt 5 a Zoommates Merlot mug. That is going to happen.
I am drinking Merlot right now.
I knew you had that damn Merlot, boy. I said it. I was like, bro, I bet he got that damn Merlot sitting right there. Bitch. Yeah.
I needed it today.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Especially needed it today.
Yeah. I think our conversation over the next couple of days is going to be hilarious. But anyway, man, so it's a couple things on the docket I want.
What we got first up?
So I'm pretty sure that everybody has at least seen signs. You may not have seen a lot of the articles that have come out, but you've seen the signs of people saying they're hiring. You've seen the interview today, start tomorrow, all this other stuff. And so there have been these articles kind of going around talking about this hiring shortage, particularly in the hospitality industry, right? And I have a lot of friends. I try to keep a diverse pool of friends. So I have friends that are progressive, liberal, conservative. I don't have any extreme right wingers as friends. I'm sorry, I just can't do that.
We can't. Yeah, those people are toxic. You can't be around them.
Yeah.
Can't be
But for
around
what
them.
it's worth, I don't carry any extreme leftist people either.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just toxic on both ends.
Yeah, not
But
extreme.
yeah. But so these articles have come out, and essentially what's going on is now people are weighing in on it, and they're saying, oh, well, see, the problem is everybody is, making more money on unemployment than they are, if they actually went to work. See, what's going to happen is when this unemployment dries out, now y'all going to be going back and begging for jobs. And I have started and stopped commenting on this all week long. Even going into last week.
Yeah, I've heard even more ludicrous positions than that. Like I watched the segment on Fox Business. They are literally trying to blame Joe Biden's stimulus relief bill for this. And I'm like, this is the lesson that you guys took out of this. Like, oh, the government gave them too much money. Like,
okay,
man.
So, and here's the thing: there may be people who are listening to this who agree. There's two things I would have to say to that. The first is, what hard data can you produce that says that the reason that people are not taking these jobs is because they're making more on unemployment? Because everything that's come out of that has been anecdotal. Yeah. It is not. I've not seen any hard data on that. The second thing is, every week you have to recertify on your unemployment. Every week. Mm-hmm. Or they'll put you off. Mm-hmm. They will put you off. See, this is what happens when people speak from a place of privilege and they've never had to deal with this.
They've never had to deal with it.
As someone who's worked extensively in HR throughout my career, I can personally attest to you. It is not just the easiest thing. People are not just sitting down taking naps every day. No, there are different things that they have to do per state to recertify every week, or they will lose those benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just ridiculous, man. Because number one, a lot of these people, they could work 5 or 6 years, and not make the salary of whatever the CEO of the company is that they, whatever the CEO of the company is for 1 year, Yeah. So it's grossly disproportionate. So the problem is, the solution that these people should have is, maybe we should pay our people more. Maybe we should offer them some benefits, and cut a little bit of our overhead because, we got enough. A lot of these people, they got more than enough. They got more than enough, man. And I'm not one of these people that believes every person who's a billionaire should give up all their money and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, look, if you are making $500,000 a year or $1 million a year, you know what I mean? And after all of your costs are paid for, you're still bringing home a net profit of, $300,000 a year, which is very, which happens a lot. You should give your employees, maybe you should give your employees some better benefits. Maybe you should give them some better pay. Maybe you should not try to be squeezed maybe you should not try to squeeze every, piece of juice, every little drop of juice out of the fruit, in order to make your little business run. I'm sorry. Like, it's just treat people right. And they're talking about in Europe. Well, in Europe, they're going back to work. I said, well, a lot of the times in Europe, some of those countries have universal basic incomes for one thing. And for another thing, a lot of them, our culture in America is really to just work until you die. Just work you till you dead. You know what I mean? And that comes, and where does that come from? Slavery.
Well, I was just about to say, and in that regard, Britain is not the best example.
It's not. But they said, did I say the UK? I meant to say European countries.
Well, European. Well, I'm just saying, Europe in general is not the best example
Well, it's not.
to
It's
go
not.
by with that. And the reason that I say that, and I'm not saying that towards you, I'm saying that towards them. Like,
Yeah.
we can talk about the predatory practices. We've talked about the royal family on this show.
Mhm.
We've talked about the predatory practices of their different governments. So
Yeah.
you probably don't want to use Europe in it. This is what I would say.
Yeah, but it's still well, like it's still bad because as bad as Europe is, America's worse, and then we call it the competitive edge. You know, that's what they refer to it on Fox Business when I was looking at the segment, and I'm like, the competitive edge is like basically, you know, free labor is as much close to free labor as you can get. Go ahead.
Well, that's what's gonna keep them from not getting those positions filled.
Mm-hmm.
I work in HR. I work in talent acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
I work in hiring. You know this. Most of our viewers don't.
Yeah.
First rule of my job as a hiring director: recruit heavily, pay competitively.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
We
simple
don't
as
have a
that.
hiring shortage, right?
Yeah.
We're relative to some of these companies that are claiming this big shortage. We don't have, we don't have those issues. What I will say is this: there's not one person at the company that makes less than a base of $15 an hour. Not one. And then that's on top of the different bonuses and incentives that give. See, here's a problem I have with it. In 2020, McDonald's had record profits. You want to know the last time they had profits in record size like that?
When?
During the recession. In 08.
Wow.
So anytime America has gone broke, McDonald's has gotten richer.
Yeah.
I am an Amazon seller. I love Amazon. You know this, Phil.
Yeah.
Amazon I've made
is great.
Amazing amounts of money.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, when he and McKinsey split, she got a significant portion of his income, and within a year, not only did he get that back, not only did he get that back, he doubled. He was worth more than he was before they got divorced. So, but I will also say, nobody at his company makes less than $15 an hour. You have people that leave corporate jobs to go work in Amazon warehouses.
Yeah, yeah. And some of these states, some of these, you know, red states mostly, that don't like to pay people in corporate HR positions making under $30,000 a year. That's criminal.
That's ridiculous.
That's criminal. That you are robbing people of their time, talent, and life. And then you want to complain about America's competitive edge. Fuck you. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? And I mean that with every fiber of my being, because I've been on the other side of that, and I've also been a business owner. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just greed, and it's just it disgusts me, man, to even think about it. It pisses me off, you know, because these people are literally, they're complaining. Oh my God, they should keep politics out of the offices and all of this, that, and the third. And you know,
politics are all in the company tax breaks and all that shit too.
Yeah,
politics is all up through their shit, man.
Let me tell you something.
I don't hear that shit.
I forgot the guy's name. It was Steve. He was some financial dude. I forget his name, but he literally said that he thinks that politics should stay out of offices, but then proceeded to say, well, you know, I don't like the politics of Alphabet company, which is Google, and Amazon, but I love their products, you know, but you know, you're alienating half of your customer base. I'm like, no, you're not, because yo dumbass is still shopping with them, because guess what? You need their products.
So exactly, you're still shopping with them. And what I will say, and I've been a long critic of Walmart, right? But Walmart experienced record job growth last year as well. Not just record profits.
Yeah.
Record job growth. Yeah. And I know for some people, if you go to your local Walmart, it may not seem this way. But in comparison to a lot of these other companies, Walmart takes very good care of their employees, particularly once they get to supervisory and management level. And to echo Phelps' point, If you have any direct reports and you're making under $30,000 a year or right at $30,000 a year, your company should be shut down and disbanded.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. That makes
Yeah.
no sense for you to have direct reports and you're making that type of money. Now, what I will say is this, because a lot of my conservative friends always talk about the free market and they champion the free market. This is the free market. These companies just have to do better about recruiting. One guy at McDonald's actually put on the sign that he was paying people $50 to interview. Now, anybody who's been on the job market for more than a week knows a banana in the tailpipe. You're going to have to get hired. You're going to have to work X amount of shifts in order to get that $50. And then that $50 is going to get taxed all to hell. People are just fuck all that. So my thing is, rather than that, why would you not take that same budget and do things like incremental pay increases for your current staff? Referral bonuses. I can attest that referral bonuses absolutely work. Over 30% of the people that I ended up hiring are people who were referrals of someone else, but actually pay them a decent referral fee. Advanced management trainings, professional development trainings. Because see, what did happen was last year, what was on the rise was professional development certificates, online trades, online degrees. And so these people got furloughed from these jobs that were treating them like shit. And they went and they got, and for all you folks talking about, well, you can't expect above minimum wage pay if you have minimum wage skills. So they went and got more skills.
They're getting and they said,
you know what? I'm not going to go back and work for this bullshit job.
Yeah.
Just because now you decide you want to start hiring folks again.
Right.
So for all you hiring managers and directors out there who seem to have a problem with this, the only thing I could tell you is buck up, bucko, because if you don't hire competitively, your budget will be taken down and you'll have to downsize. And maybe your job will then become centralized. Yeah. Maybe you will no longer be needed in your field office or your whatever office. Maybe your stuff is going to be centralized to corporate and they just won't need you. And then, it's the free market.
Yeah, it's a free market. Tough break, buddy.
So I don't want to.
We've already broached the topic. I was gonna say, like, and this is a live request on the show, so we may or may not be able to do it. Maybe we should show the article. I mean, like one of these little reports. Maybe we can show one of the little news clips.
I would like to. I would. We could definitely put it in the chat. The only, with the way everything's been going today, I feel like if we show it, it might shut this whole bitch down.
Yeah,
right?
We gotta run some tests because, like, I feel like we should start playing some of these. Like we're talking about these. We can play some of these articles, and then we'll actually have some stuff to go on as well. That's shop talk. So we definitely appreciate y'all growing with us. We're getting better. We're learning.
For sure.
We're doing this.
Yeah. And I mean, it's again, these are some of the harder conversations. And I mean, it reminds me of other harder conversations that I didn't want to have, stuff I didn't want to see, people I didn't want to see, which really made me think about our forgotten internet legend of the day. And I know that this is somebody that is near and dear. Yeah, go ahead. Revel in that for a second. That transition was off the fucking chain.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, look, this
revel in that shit.
This forgotten internet legend is probably a person who has worked a lot of these jobs at the lower wage. His name happens to be the one and only Ice JJ Fish, and he's known for such classics as "Something About You, Girl." Let me take a look at some of the Ice JJ Fish classics. Because I'm the laid his life down. So is Ice JJ Fish a praise gospel singer now?
Look,
I'm seeing some stuff.
Look, let me say something. If Ice JJ Fish is in fact someone in the Christian space now, I am not going to attack him for any of his future music. But you have to take an L for this old shit.
He got an album called God's Perfect Timing.
He's still gonna take an L for the old shit. So
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm not good at criticizing new stuff. This it's like the Apollo crowd. You're not gonna boo gospel. Even though I will say, when I did Apollo in 2012, there was an untelevised act that did gospel and got booed. I was like, yo, y'all Harlem niggas are ruthless. Like, y'all, I thought that gospel was the safe bet on Apollo. It was like, fuck that shit, son. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he has such classics as Good Times, It's Going Down, Safe on Me, Where You Going, All for You, and everyone's favorite, Chingy Chingy. So
I'm gonna tell you something. Because you were the first person who shared me on Ice JJ Fish.
Are you serious? What?
I don't watch that shit, man.
I feel like I put you on everything that's just
that I
ratchet
don't
and crazy.
Like. You put me on everything that I don't like. We have to re-examine this friendship, because you keep putting me on the shit I just do not like. Look, okay. So for context, and this is what I have. This is what it
we
really
should have
comes
some
down
of
to.
these loaded up. We got the. Oh man, I wish we had some of these loaded up. I'm gonna add some stuff in.
You add stuff on the audio version. I just YouTube flags the hell. Like you, Kev on stage and that chick Angel did a bonus episode of their podcast. Here's the Thing the other day, and they were talking about Kevin Samuels versus Umar Johnson. And bro, they played like a clip that had a song in it. YouTube shut the whole daggone thing down.
What?
So they had to re-upload it through Vimeo. And I just thought, we're not powerful in these YouTube streets, and I just don't want to smoke just yet. I don't want to smoke just yet. So, I mean, like, they deleted the whole stream. Like, I was because I'm a patron. And so they do their bonus episodes live on Patreon, similar to the way we record them. And YouTube just deleted the whole stream.
Snatched everything up.
I was like, damn, that's tough.
And this is not on the docket. And, like, I wonder, the way our go-hots are set up, we're going to start doing, we're going to do a go-hot based on damn, I lost it. I was trying VERZUZ. To do it. We're going to do a go-hot on VERZUZ. So, I was trying to figure out how these YouTube streamers are able to get away with streaming the whole damn VERZUZ with all that copyrighted music on their YouTube.
Oh, bruh. You don't see how fast they be shutting them folks down? They pop up as soon as they shut down. But I mean, there's some of them that get away with it. But
that's what I'm saying. You say that, but I watched the entire VERZUZ last night on YouTube. So
what is wrong with I don't know. Watching this shit? What is wrong with y'all watching this shit on the Triller app or on Instagram? Anyway, we'll come back to that. I want to get on little Ice JJ Fish here. I'm gonna tell you something. So for context, because I know everybody's like, Nick hates everything. I don't hate everything. When it comes to things like Ice JJ Fish and all of these
comedy, man.
It's comedy, and see, here's the thing, Phil. When Ice JJ Fish came out, you had kind of put R&B to the side.
Yeah, I was straight rapidy rap.
You were straight hip hop at that point. For me, still very much so a solo male R&B singer.
Yeah, but
to see some bullshit like that get to live rent free and get some mental real estate in somebody's head and place that where my song could possibly be in it, or not even just my song, somebody else who was actually good. Yeah, I just hated that whole little era of that shit.
I don't feel like it's any different than Eddie Murphy with doing Party All the Time or Chris Rock doing Basketball Jones.
Shit. I didn't like that shit either.
I know, but I'm saying, like, it was hilarious and it was a moment in the culture. You know what I'm saying? It was, man. Telling me Party All the Time was not funny? You ain't laugh. You ain't laugh at Party All the Time.
I laughed at the damn flower he had in his head. That's about it. But here's the other part of it is, I think that the difference was Eddie was actually really serious. Yeah, because the truth of the matter is, Eddie is a musician.
Yeah, Eddie is a musician.
Eddie can actually sing. He plays several instruments. He's an actual musician. It sounded like some bullshit in the 80s.
But see, that's why it was funny, because he took that seriously. You know he took that seriously, and it still came out to be some bullshit, and people laughed at it. You
With
know what I'm saying?
millions of views, for a genre that is largely ignored. So again, I take it a little more seriously than most. But
You
I
gotta
will say
relax on that,
this:
man. You gotta relax on that, man.
I can relax on it now because I'm not actively a musician anymore. I've been retired for what, 6 years?
I mean, look, man, bad rap has been a thing ever since the. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
like that shit
Like,
either.
I mean, yeah, but I'm a rapper. But it's like, when I listen to the I laugh at it because it's ridiculous. It's like nobody's taking that seriously. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
Like,
Here's the problem with that, though, Felt. You have to think about hip hop and R&B right now, and especially at that time, hip hop is still the number one export of the U.S.
yeah,
It's the most popular genre in the world. R&B got pushed out of the mainstream, right? This is why the VERZUZ, when they have these R&B legends that we're getting ready to talk about in just a little bit, is so well received because we've been starved for it for so long, right? And don't get me wrong, that's not to say there's not some bullshit hip hop out there, but hip hop is still the biggest genre in the world. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Drake, but am I necessarily mad at Drake being the leading man or one of the leading men in hip hop right now?
no,
No.
because he actually got bars. Drake can spit.
Exactly. So, but in a situation where y'all not giving nobody, when I think about it at the time, y'all not giving nobody no real shine. You had a few people that kind of broke through. Chris Brown started doing more hip hop stuff. Neo was kind of doing his thing, but more on a writing tip. Trey Songz was just kind of he was kind of up and down and up and down. And then the next thing you know, what's getting millions of views is Ice JJ Fish. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Like it wasn't enough of a balance in popularity where
But it wasn't. But it's
it
not
can
like
offset
when
it.
it's not like when D4L came out with Laffy Taffy. Like, it's not a serious thing. Like when D4L came out with Laffy Taffy, that was what people actually jammed to in the club and thought was actually good. Was actually a good song. It was a dance craze, not unlike a lot of this TikTok stuff. She's a runner, she's a track star, like that bullshit,
So
or that damn Corvette song. And these niggas need water poured on all their studio equipment. I keep saying that, but
I've
this
never
is
actually listened
different
to the
though.
song. I've just seen the TikTok videos.
I mean, it's. But see, the
I have
thing
no
is,
reason to watch
these
it.
are people who seriously, if you talk to these artists, they probably think that their shit is dope. Ice JJ Fish, he know his shit ain't dope. Everybody knew it was a joke.
Let me tell you.
But everybody around him knew that shit was a joke. That's why I can take it as a joke. It's just like Sean Fury. Nobody took Sean Fury seriously.
Except for Sean Fury.
Except for Sean Fury.
Sean Fury took himself very seriously.
Look, Sean Fury took himself seriously, but no one else did. It was a joke. It was an internet meme. Like, it's not anything seriously. I know you're talking about mental real estate and all of this. It's not gonna hold the same weight as mental real estate from good R&B. Or even R&B that people think is serious. Like, I mean, damn, Soulja Boy is out right now with a damn she make it clap, clap, clap. She make it like literally sounding like a person with a learning disability. I was trying to think about how I was going to say
he is a person with Are you forgetting that this is Soulja Boy is the same guy that put out a song called "Ya Bitch Ya"?
Yeah, I remember that.
I'll never forget. I was in South Atlanta with a mutual friend of ours, and we're in the car. We were headed to South Lake Mall to pick up his girlfriend from work. And we had it on Hot 107.9, and this song came on. And felt.
I mean,
we had to pull over to the side of the road, bro. And we were both sitting there in disbelief. Like, have you ever had that I can't believe this shit laugh? That
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like,
but
we
okay.
sat for like 15 minutes, like, yo, they just played this shit on the radio. Like, yeah, this is the new.
Here's the difference between Soulja Boy and Ice JJ Fish. Okay, Soulja Boy had an actual dance craze that happened, and people took him seriously to the point that damn Beyonce has actually sampled some of his writing for some of her music. And it worked. Of course, I mean, you know, and no shade to Beyonce because it worked when she did it. But, you know, hop about that bed, turn my swag on.
Okay, now that shit went. I ain't gonna even flex. I can't hold you.
Even you say that. But nobody, bro.
The beginning of it. If I can't give it to nobody else, I can't hold you. The beginning of that shit. Hop up on my bed,
yeah, but
turn my sweat. That shit went. I can't fuck
with
you.
Even you, the purest Nick Eden, the purist, has fallen.
I'm only a purist when it comes to R&B.
No, because we were just talking about hip hop. You can't be moving the goalposts now. You just said the same thing with hip hop.
Look, no. Here's the thing. I'm biased on that. I'll admit that. I am very biased on that. But I don't give a fuck with nobody because you also had to think about the time. I started kind of DJing at that point, remember? Like I had picked DJing back up.
Yeah.
So for me, like you in the club after so long, it's like that shit but that shit hit. Sorry. Anyway.
But there's no song that you playing from Ice JJ Fish be like, that shit kind of go. I mean, there's nothing because when you hear that, like nobody's taking none of that serious, dog.
Wait, no,
nobody. Just like with Sean Fury, she's biracial. You're not taking that seriously, dude. I'm sorry. This is
somebody has played that shit.
It's different, and I mean the next person
that shit has 672 views.
Like even the next person we talk about, I'm gonna premise it like what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm 50 Tyson. Nobody's taking him serious, dude. Like nobody's like, you know what? 50 Tyson got bars, man. Nobody's saying 50 Tyson got bars. Nobody's saying Ice JJ Fish music is dope. Nobody's saying Sean Fury is got that fire. Nobody's saying I want to copy Sean Fury dance moves. So it's different, man. That's why I say you can't take this seriously, dude. It's just not the same.
I can't put. I'll say this much: there was one time where I just truly laughed my ass off. Somebody sent me a video, and this is when you remember when the whole multi-window thing started hitting, like people like L. Young, with Kevin Ross
doing their own harmonies. Yeah.
Somebody sent me a video of Ice JJ Fish doing it.
Oh my God! I wish I had seen that one.
Yo, he tried to start in harmony, and all of it was just like.
And see, that's why I say these forgotten internet legends need to be talked about. This was a moment in time that everybody was able to just sit back and enjoy the tomfoolery. See, even you did it. Like
I couldn't watch more than like 3 seconds of it.
No, man. Bro.
Oh my God. It's just when he came in and it's like that look on his, and you know the look I'm talking about. The look that he gives it. Oh my God. It was
the look of not quite rightness to
yeah.
Hey, you remember when he did? You remember when he did Beyonce's "Drunken Love"? But his was called.
No, I did not ever watch.
His was called "Stunkin' Love."
Look. Let me tell you something. I never. Look. There's there are only 2 videos of his that I've ever seen, and collectively, I've only seen about 15 seconds. The something in that shit, and then the little multi-window shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God! I was drinking water. I almost spit it out on my computer, dude.
I don't know all of his shit. So that's just I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. Anyway, so we're gonna move on from that.
Oh, man. But you know what? This is the reason. People like Ice JJ Fish make people like SWV and Xscape's music even greater than it already is. because now we're getting into the Go Hot versus Go Hot. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the greatest verses. Which one is better? We got Brandy, Monica. We got Ice JJ Fizz versus Sean Fury. No, I'm just joking.
Man, I will
I'm joking.
kick your ass. We'll fight you.
We got Brandy, Monica. We got Keisha Cole and Ashanti. We got Erica Scott. Erica Scott. Lord have mercy. We got Erica Badu.
You have too much of that Merlot.
Too much Merlot. We got Erica versus Jill. And what was the last one?
So yeah, it's SWV versus Xscape, Keisha Cole versus Ashanti, Erica Badu versus Jill, and Brandy versus Monica. Listen, what we're gonna do over the next couple of weeks is we're gonna split these up. So again, we're not having a show next week, right?
No.
But the week after that, we're gonna do the hip hop verses, and then the week after that, we're gonna do the legends verses. So this is gonna be a little short series.
Yeah.
So it's been so many great verses that it's unfair to try to lump all of them down to 4.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy, right?
But some gotta go, some go hot, some gotta go home. And I think we all know who's going home on this one, but it's still gonna be fun getting there. So without further ado, Nicholas. Who is going hot and who's going home?
Okay, so I know that we're fresh off of this one. This just happened last night. So I am biased, maybe, but I think most people would probably agree.
I am biased
that of this crop, SWV versus Xscape has to stay. That's the first one that has to stay. And I want to talk about it after we finish the Go Hot. I want to talk about that versus just a little bit.
Let's do it. We can do it. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna save it. Yeah. Okay, who next?
So the next one is a little more difficult. Let me say this though. Before I do this, I'm gonna make an argument and a plea for Keisha Cole versus Ashanti.
Okay.
And here's the reason that I say this. It's a couple things you have to take into consideration. While I think that the two of them are the weakest vocally on this list, you cannot deny that they've had hits.
When
Keisha Cole was on her tear, like she was on like a 3-album tear, plus she had The Way It Is on BET. She had the records with Diddy. She had Keisha Cole was at the top of the charts and she was doing actual art. See, that's my thing about it. There are a lot of cats out there that I don't necessarily rock with vocally, but the content, you know me, I'm an R&B head. She was doing it with actual R&B. So we can debate her talent level on another time, but you can't deny that even till this day, little girls are singing Love at talent shows across the country. So with that being said,
here's my thing about Keisha Cole. I don't begrudge her voice. Yeah, she's fine as frog. Lord have mercy. That woman is gorgeous. Woo.
Thick as camel stick.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, Lord. Man, you just made me. Boy, I just went to another place. But yeah, man. Keisha Cole's voice, dude. Keisha Cole. Her voice is still. She has a great singing voice. There's nothing wrong with her singing voice to me. I mean, as far as vocally between her and Ashanti, it's a non-contest. Like even with her discography, Keisha Cole's a clear winner. But I'm just saying, in comparison to the other people that we have on this list, I don't know where they could fit. But you go ahead. You're still doing yours.
So making the case for that, Keisha Cole, and then making the case for Ashanti, because Ashanti's first album, I don't give a damn. You heard that first album. Her first album was
fire,
monster,
fire.
Where she lacks vocally, her pen is sick. Right. So, and then even beyond her first album, there's a lot I've enjoyed her discography. But So that's me making the case for them. But to your point, in comparison, I'm torn on who gets the second spot to stay.
Yeah.
Because first off, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott can do no wrong in my eyes.
None.
But
so,
Brandy and Monica more than Brandy, that was my adolescence.
I feel you.
I had Monica's poster sitting up in my room, dude.
And dude, it was sitting up in your room.
You saw what I did there.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Now,
I had to shout out both of them, right?
And and what Monica was for you, Brandy was for me. Like,
we've had this debate before.
Even beyond the thirst level that I have for Brandy, her vocals to me, and I don't care what anybody says, because I've heard people say Brandy can't sing, and I will fight them tooth and nail.
Who has said that?
Man, some other.
It's not.
I don't want to put my man's on blast, but it's been some other podcasts that have argued that Brandy can't sing, and I love y'all niggas, but y'all niggas is wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
There is a reason that the singing community calls Brandy the vocal Bible.
Vocal Bible. She's the vocal Bible, dog. Like, oh my God, she is amazing. Her vocals are. And Monica,
one of the
for that
best
matter.
Pure tone. Monica too, but Brandy has one of the best pure tones to come through music since like the 80s. And
I'm not even talking. And let's not even get started on her run. Her voice. On her run game. Her run game is sick too. She is incredible. Like, dog. As far as
like that last album though.
See, me and you differ on that. That last album was hard. That last album was great. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
We had a whole discussion about that.
You're wrong,
and
I'm sorry.
Felt tried to tell me, what'd you say? It's a vibe. And I said,
vibe, dog. It's a vibe.
Said then, a vibe calling something a vibe does not make up for a lack of enunciation. It's the same criticism that I had for D'Angelo's last album. There's just a vibe is not a lack of. It doesn't make up for a lack of enunciation.
But dog, if that's the case, then why do people like overseas sing people's music? They don't know the word. They don't know what a lot of these people are talking about. They just know that when they hear it, it hits something in their soul. It causes that wave that goes over your body. Like I said, when I hear certain music, dog. When I hear certain music, it literally sends like a wave over me. Like I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So with Brandy, that's how it is. I feel her music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's the folks overseas. I'm talking about the Negroes in America that speak English.
I'm a Negro.
She did not enunciate her words. I'll put it to you this way. One of my favorite songs of 1999, ironically, because she really can't sing. Jennifer Lopez did the song, a duet. I want to say it was with Mark Anthony called No Me Ames, completely in Spanish. I had the single version of it, right? And it was one of the only CDs that would actually play in my car at the time. So I really didn't have no choice because I couldn't play the regular radio. But I fell in love with that song, even though I had no idea what the hell it was talking about. But I enunciated every single word correctly, even though it was in Spanish.
Dog.
Period.
In the words of the late, great Chadwick Boseman and his role as the Black Panther, I don't care. Okay, I don't care, bro. Look, when it comes to Brandy, she can't do no wrong, man. She at the top.
I mean, it's a few people that disagree with you about some of the things that she can do wrong. But anyway,
I mean, I'm not talking. Look, I'm talking about music. I ain't talking about her hitting people with cars. Like
I didn't bring it up, brother. That's all. That's what's so crazy. I didn't even bring that up. But no,
look, we don't. I don't like Brandy because she can drive. Hell, if me and Brandy together, I'm driving. Shit, I don't need her to drive nowhere. I'm driving Brandy everywhere she need to go. Driving Miss Brandy. Call me driving. I will be driving Miss Brandy all over the mother. Like,
I just want to go to the store. Hand me them goddamn keys.
Hand me the damn keys, Brandy. Don't you drive. No, don't you get in that driver's seat. Don't get your ass out.
Don't even get in the passenger seat. Get in the back and don't put up your phone. I don't even want your energy. But
get your fine brown skin ass in that passenger seat. Get your fine ass in that passenger seat. right now.
This is what happens when Feld has too much Merlot. Listen, so I'm conflicted because and particularly with Brandy, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of her earlier works, only because, well, here's the thing. Don't forget that rivalry shit was real back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of felt like you had to choose between Monica and Brandy. And for me,
I didn't.
I chose Monica. First off, I chose, let me tell you something, with the exception of one particular group, I rode with I was just talking to Silk about this last night via text. I ride so hard for Atlanta. Yeah. So I'm sorry. And it sucks because
unless we're talking about football, Saints fan.
Oh no. I'm talking about artists. I ain't talking about football.
you ride hard until we talk about the Falcons.
28-3, man. 28-3. 28 the motherfucking 3. Period. Anyway, like I was saying, but yeah,
them goddamn Falcons.
But you got to understand what that meant for me. Like Organized Noise, So Def, Rowdy, Monica, Xscape, 112. Like, dude, Atlanta music shaped. Yeah, don't even get me on. We can do a whole episode on LaFace. Yeah, Atlanta music shaped who Nick was as an artist. Period. Like I said, with the exception of one group, I didn't bring them up, and y'all could probably guess who I'm talking about. But anyway,
are there edges jagged?
We'll call them. We'll call them. Fuck it, it's Jagged Edge. Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. Are their edges jagged?
Something like that. They've been singing the same goddamn song since 1997. My point is this: it's hard for me to say that I'm going to take Erykah Badu and Jill Scott over Brandy and Monica because that was my adulthood. And let's be honest, Phil, when I made the decision to because anybody who knows me musically knows I'm not the biggest hip hop fan in terms of trying to do it and bridging the R&B hip hop kind of thing. Like, let's be honest, a lot of what we did within the group, Why Not? I was always more heavy centered on the traditional R&B stuff. But I'm an R&B head, I'm a soul head, so Erykah Badu and Jill Scott is more the lane that I went when I finally was able to express myself fully as an artist, right? So it's hard for me to put one of them over the other. So I'm just gonna have to tie Erykah Badu and Jill Scott for the and Brandy versus Monica for the second spot. And I love my girls, man, but I gotta say goodbye. Keisha Cole versus Ashanti, man. You gotta go home.
Yeah,
you gotta go home.
They just don't. They don't have it. As far as everybody else that's on this list, they just don't have it, man. And I mean, like I said, like you said earlier, Ashanti's pen game is dope. Yeah. Keisha Cole is a tremendous vocalist, fine as frog hair, thick as camel spit, looking like a whole bag of great decisions, when she's walking down the street. But
and you know me, I like for my women to have a little hood in them too. So
I love my women.
She just looked like she smelled like pink oil moisture,izer.
I know.
I swear,
that straight up lusters and she looked like she smelled like Love Spell. Like
there's a TCB No Lie Relaxer somewhere in her house, my dude.
Yeah. You knew Frankie put Just For Me in her head. Well, whoever took care of it, because Frankie didn't. Was putting Just For Me in her head when they were taking care of her growing up. Ugh, I didn't mean to bring up Frankie.
Frankie will jump out a corner and bite you in the neck. Leave Frankie alone. That little motherfucker is dangerous.
Yeah, she is dangerous. It's a definite man down situation. But
yo, that's funny as hell. Like I remember one show, she kept telling her daughter no, her other daughter, nephew. She kept telling her no, and she was like, "Spell on backwards." I fell the fuck
out. Man, look. If nothing else, Keisha Cole gave us the terribleness of the reality TV show world That was Frankie and Neffy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That was probably the worst reality show that ever existed in the history of reality shows. And they were early. They were before their time. All this stuff that they doing on Love and Hip Hop, boy, Frankie and Neffy had that in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, dog. But anyway, as far as my choices for Go Hot, first one that's got to stay for me. And like I said, I'm biased because we just coming off this last night, and I was so far in my feelings, that you would have thought I was in the sunken place. Xscape, SWV versus Xscape. Man, I spent so much time looking at all of their videos and just literally being in a trance. Like if you ask my wife, she'll tell you like she just left and went to bed without me because I was just sitting there in a trance. She was like, "Well, stay here with your little SWV." You know how they do when you be paying other women attention. It's like, stay up here with your little SWV and Xscape in, I guess.
Do not let the Scott sisters fuck up your marriage, brother. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, man, look.
I can't shut up, man. Just keep going. I can't. Yeah. Trying not to get canceled. Our next shirt is going to get trying not to get divorced.
Tamika Scott is, she is, ooh. That's all I'm going to say. Just, ooh. But yeah, they have to stay. The next people who have to stay, the next versus that has to stay is definitely going to be Brandy versus Monica, strictly because of my childhood. I've loved Brandy ever since the Baby song, ever since I Want to Be Down. When they had the remix and MC Light, Queen Latifah, and all of the, everybody else was on the jam. It was such a dope moment for the culture. It was like almost like the native tongues, the ladies first type of energy. And at that time, you weren't seeing that. I know that rivalry between Brandy and Monica was bad, and but I couldn't choose because I have the same amount of love in my heart for Monica. Like Monica, I feel like me and Monica are like I could be like the brother to her sister. You know what I'm saying? Like vocally, she is amazing. She is a queen. Like she's absolutely just. I can't. There's so many glowing words that I could use to express for Monica because she's like her tone. We talk about Brandy's tone and how she's the vocal Bible, but Monica has a tone. It's almost like a raspy type of tone that you might think that she smoked, but she does not. But it's clear at the same time. It's weird. I can't really put my finger on it, but she just has an amazing, she has an amazing, incredible voice. And I just love Brandy and Monica, man. Like, and hey, they got to stay. Next,
wait,
Erica versus
real quick.
Okay.
I agree with everything that you just said, except for one thing.
What's that?
I've never looked at Monica like a sister. I had always wanted to take her down. Like, this is not a game. I was like, when that came, when Don't Take It Personal came out, I was like, it's okay, baby. I'll wait 5 more days. It's cool. I'm with you. I am with you, boo. I am with you and them goddamn shoes.
Bro, I remember looking at Monica. I was like, this girl cannot be because they said that she was 14.
Yeah.
That girl ain't no 14. I said, man, she look at least 22. Like, that girl does not look no 14. And me at the time, I'm like probably 12 or something like that when all this is happening. So I'm just a kid, and I'm like, man, there's no way that this grown looking lady is 14 years old. She's 2 years older than me, and I did have it for Monica back then. But as she got older, like, it became less about that for me, for her, and more about enjoying her music. You know what I mean? Now, Brandy, on the other hand, look, all I'm gonna say is when she was on the game, oh my lord,
I think Brandy is absolutely beautiful.
she even back in the Moesha days, and she was a horrible person
I did
on
not
Moesha.
like
I
her
mean,
in
as far as I'm talking about her character, Moesha was a horrible character. She was awful to like Kim and all the other people on the show, but
Yeah, that's not what I mean.
she was so she
This is
was
gonna sound
beautiful.
crazy. This is gonna sound crazy. The most attracted that I ever was to Brandy was during the Full Moon album.
Oh, she was beautiful. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. She wore that pregnant glow.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's a grown woman right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and then I saw her dude. I was like, oh, and she like big niggas too. Yep.
I was like, hey man, shoot. I'm like, shoot, Dark Child be hanging out with her and like he bigger than me. So I'm like, hey, I got a chance.
Y'all lost some weight on y'all while you're playing. Anyway,
Yeah.
I distracted you. Okay, you were getting back to Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. My bad.
Okay, Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. Man, where do I start with these two illustrious, gorgeous queens? You know, who have music that literally just I can go into trance with their music too. Like when I first heard that verses, I spent the whole next day listening to their not the whole next day. I spent the whole next week listening to all their music.
Yeah.
You know, just collectively, like Mama's Gun and you know what I'm saying? Who is Jill Scott? And yeah, and man, I'm telling you, man, they brought something to the game like that hadn't been seen since probably the 70s recording era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, straight up.
The energy that they brought, and even the energy that they had on verses. Like I've never seen anyone with a smile as beautiful as Jill Scott's. You know, she has the most beautiful smile, like in the my God. But yeah, man, like their music was so infectious, just gorgeous, man. Everything about that verses was great. Even when Erykah Badu's connection went bad, like Jill, you know, picked it up and played the Tyrone joint for it, you know, and I was like, this is beautiful energy. Especially it was that part of the pandemic where everything was shut down back then, and it was nothing happening.
That was a vibe.
That was a whole vibe, and we needed that.
That was a vibe. Yeah,
we needed that at that time. So you know, shout out to Erykah Badu.
Especially because they tried to pit Erykah and Jill against each other.
Yeah, they tried to pit them against each other,
and then to turn out, it's like, no, actually, no, we rock with each other. We've been rocking with each other.
Yeah,
and you could see there was a genuine friendship there.
Right.
So yeah,
right. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, with that being said, you know, I've already said that Ashanti and Keisha Cole have to go for obvious reasons because, you know, as much as I love both of them as artists, you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna just be real, man. Like I was trying to watch their verses and I just really didn't care. And I know that might sound a little bit callous. Their music doesn't affect me in the same way that Monica, Brandy, Erykah, and Jill, or definitely not SWV versus Xscape. So, I mean, they got to go, and that's it. They don't go hot, they go home. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna have to go to Ashanti's Instagram and just give her the bad news
that they gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm sure she'll be crushed.
That was the case until I just saw this picture of her swimming underwater. Oh gosh, she got that Chloe Bailey kind of energy going on right now. Okay, so listen, let's get back on track. We're losing.
Yeah, keep it going. I'm looking here.
So yeah, this was not as difficult as last week's, but it still was. It just placing people, it was kind of difficult. But I did want to at least give the argument for Ashanti versus Keisha Cole.
Oh my God! Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. But with that being said, I do want to talk really quickly because I know we're coming up on the hour. And oh God, look, okay. I think we can table the Dogecoin discussion Because I'm hurting right now. Elon Musk did more damage than he did good, even though Doge has bounced back up.
Man.
He did more damage on his appearance in SNL than he did good. Like,
he is
his
such
shit
a troll, man. He
plummeted.
is such a goddamn troll.
He is.
Look, I don't even think we need to. We need to go back into the SWV versus Xscape.
Yeah,
discussion because we don't even need to talk about that.
We don't even talk about that. Yeah. Let me tell you something. SWV versus Xscape. First, I took real offense that everybody thought that this was going to be a landslide victory for SWV. I thought that was completely disingenuous. I told you on last week's show, the first 2 CDs that I ever got were Xscape, Humming Coming At You, and Murder Was the Case.
Yeah. Wow.
The reality is this. Xscape showed last night not only, nigga, they had hits. They also had hits spread out over a bigger amount of time. If you're not including the more recent releases of SWV, which their last 2 albums I thought were phenomenal. But
very good.
They were consistent with their hits on all of their releases, and then they influenced so much more. They wrote for so much more. So you got to give them their props and all of that.
Absolutely.
I'll say this.
Absolutely.
I feel like SWV had more front-loaded hits than Xscape. Right? They had more hits in a short, a concentrated amount of time, which it felt like the impact was more on it. But I will say that from a performance standpoint, last night in particular, Xscape showed that, we have not been together consistently for all these years. We came back and we outperformed the living shit out of SWV.
Yeah,
when it came to performing those joints, and they still sound like all of them sound phenomenal. Don't get me wrong.
They were doing it live. They were doing it live with no background, no backing vocals tracks, no nothing. And as much as I love SWV, they didn't do that.
When they started out, is my living in vain?
Oh man.
I said, is that how we're starting off?
That is how we're starting out. And then SWV just kind of floundered with that. And I was just like, oh boy.
Man, Coco was like, can somebody get me a scrunchie, please? So they Xscape showed out in the performance wise. They
But at the same time, I cannot choose because the whole thing was so beautiful, man. Like it was when I say it was a vibe, I know people say that shit a lot. It was a vibe. No, nigga, this was a vibe for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when SWV plays certain songs, and when Xscape plays certain songs, it just took me immediately back to those times when those songs were, on the radio playing. I can remember what I was doing, like some of these songs, I was in elementary school, like when they did Weak, I was in elementary school when Weak came out. And I remember who I was weak about back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to EJ. But yeah, man. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, brother, you are not getting away without telling me this story off air. But anyway, I get that. I'll be honest. Again, look, call it ATL, except for the Falcons. I got that feeling more from Xscape than I did from SWV. I got it from Xscape on 3 songs, and 3 songs only. Weak, Rain, and MCE.
Not the rest of what about just a second?
Nope.
What? Nope. Man, when Ty's for some reason Real Love Purified is my jam, dog. Real love purified.
No.
Use your heart and not your eye. Man, come on, dude.
No.
Come on, man.
I respect it for what it was. That's the thing about it, but I didn't get that. The only fourth that I could say would be right here, the Human Nature remix.
I mean, everybody, And that was like the fan choice one, wasn't it? Was that the
Yeah,
fan choice one?
but here's the
Yeah.
thing. When I listen to Xscape, kick off your shoes and relax your feet,
Yeah.
party on down. Listen, that when they did Tonight into intermission,
Ooh.
I want you to realize
Dog.
Tonight is one of my favorite songs, brother. I remember I remember holding the CD.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You're My Little Secret.
I didn't like that song.
Dude, I felt like they should have closed because I liked Understanding, but I'm like, yo, y'all should have closed with My Little Secret.
No.
Bro, I'm telling you that. Listen, but it's different, and so that's why I'm like, nah, everybody has kind of got there because
they should have
my
closed with Who Can I Run
split.
To. They should have closed with Who Can I Run To.
I can see that too. But they had some good options for closing. I just didn't think that Understanding was the best thing to close with. Now, Who Can I Run To? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to? I got these feelings from nearly every song that Xscape played. I didn't get that for SWV. But
the softest place on earth. Oh my God. Oh.
So I'm pretty sure it's with Tamika. What I'm saying is
yes. The answer is yes.
All I'm saying is for me, and I'm the type of person.
The other Tamika. Tamika
Scott. You stupid. Oh my God. I can't
somebody said she gonna tear up the prison talent show.
Man, they were on Tiny last night. They were on Tiny. So they were like the reason that she keeps wanting to stand up because it takes her too long to adjust her butt to sit down. They were like Tiny out there singing her face off, and they were like, which one? I said, oh God, I can't.
Dog, as much as they hate on Tiny
got
a voice, man. It's like with all the bullshit that be happening with her and T.I. and all the reality crap that be happening with them. I had forgotten how nice she was on the vocals like that.
I didn't, and that's why I said on Facebook last night, I was like, oh, Tiny had to remind y'all real quick because I have, again, I'm a lifelong fan of Xscape, which is why I know I could not go into that being unbiased.
Yeah.
As much as I love SWV and I absolutely love them, shout out to Lily. Lily is a Facebook friend. Maybe not after she saw the shit I was talking last night, but shout out to Lily nonetheless.
Hey, Lily, I loved you ever since 6th grade, mama.
But
if you
amazing spirit, but I am biased towards Xscape, and I know that. And I can tell, like, all of my folks from New York were all just, SWV. They murdered them. And they murdered us.
No, they did not.
Nobody murdered anybody.
No one murdered anybody. Everybody was great. I mean,
last night was a pure win for R&B.
And I'm not saying that in the participation trophy type of way. Like people, talk about, oh, ain't no participation trophies. No,
everybody won.
Everybody won. Like you cannot short Xscape. You cannot short them. You cannot short SWV either.
Then they try to say, oh, they cheated by playing No Scrubs and Bills. They didn't cheat. That's a part of their.
Coco played the damn Men in Black. So
thank you.
I mean, which kind of threw me off, by the way. But I mean, hey, I loved the Men in Black joint when it was out. Like they had the little dance.
She brought her son out there, and let us
shading
know.
Him.
Yeah, fully why he won't be entering the music business. But and then can we talk about Coco's energy?
He's going to be a dentist.
Coco gave us the who all gonna be there vibe the entire night.
Well, she got better as the night went. Like after the intermission, when she came back, she was being a little bit more personable because they probably went back there and talked to her. Like Taj was like, "Look now, come on now, you can't be up here acting an ass." You know what I'm saying? And I've heard that Coco is kind of
Coco is a diva.
Yeah, she's a diva, and
Coco's
she has diva ways. I'm not saying that she hasn't earned that. I'm just saying that that's
Well,
those are
first off,
ways.
let me tell you something, because I'm gonna go ahead and say it because nobody else wants to say it. There were several times during that performance last night that Coco was flat. Coco was flat as a pancake on a lot of the notes on her own damn songs. That being said, you can get away with that in a lot of other situations, but when you have Latasha and Tamika Scott on stage with you, you can't afford. Let me tell you something. Them heifers, take away how good looking they are. They can flat foot sing. There's not too many people. You stupid. But there's not too many people that can get on stage with them and outshine them. Period.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
To me, that in itself speaks to the legacy of Xscape, where they are one of the most vocally talented groups to ever come out, male or female.
Candy and
Tiny's pen.
Man,
they are the definition of underrated talent, because as we saw last night, if you put them on stage with somebody, they're gonna bust their fucking heads.
They're gonna bust their head, yeah.
They are ridiculously. I don't even particularly like the texture and the timbre of Candy's voice.
I appreciate her voice a lot more now than I used to.
I do, yeah, I do too. She hit that high note. I was like, "Go, little goat girl, go!"
Hey. She did hit that falsetto, and I was like,
I said that she done wore that shit out.
I said, damn, Candy. I said, damn, Candy, you up here looking like Candy and singing like Candy, girl. You go ahead.
That's one thing you can't take away from boy. That's a good looking woman there.
Man,
but we're gonna. Oh my God, we're gonna get canceled.
And look, man. I'm sorry. Maybe we
do need to take a week off.
Maybe it's because it's fresh. Maybe it's because it's fresh. But thirst levels for Xscape were at an all-time high.
High.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And that's not taking away anything from SWV, because I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I've loved Lily and Taj ever since I was in grade school. So and that's still the case. I still love them. But Xscape?
No, Xscape was but that was they were the underdogs going into it, and I think that they showed improved. And I think that anybody walking away from this versus saying that Xscape was dominated by SWV, you're crazy. Because let's be honest,
you were lying.
And there are some great, but there are.
And I love SWV. I went into this thinking that SWV was going to edge out Xscape. You know what I mean? Because SWV means a whole lot to me. You know what I'm saying? But when I started hearing those songs, I was just like, oh, wait a minute now.
They had to remind you. But that's what I mean. Like, they didn't get, and you got to think, man, that was at a time when Xscape was first coming out. Yeah. That was at a time where people really still weren't fooling with the South too tough.
Yeah.
You weren't getting that radio play like that. And that's just, but again, on a fair and even ground, you saw not only in my opinion, I feel like Xscape won. That's just me. But
I felt like you felt like that, but you just didn't say it. So you're gonna go ahead and say that you felt
because
like
I know because I know that I'm biased.
Yeah.
I'm biased when it comes to this. Xscape's they're one of my favorite groups of all time.
I'm not choosing because I have such a love in my heart for SWV. Like I can't choose. You know what I mean? And like I love Xscape just as much. It's like they both mean so much to me as groups, like as centerpieces for music, for Black music. These groups are such strong centerpieces for the culture of R&B. You know what I mean? Their songs are going to be playing forever. You know what I mean? Like they have timeless songs. And like, honestly, I believe it's a disservice to Xscape because we didn't, let's be honest. a lot. I know you did, but you're an R&B head. But you know, as far as like mainstream music and what you hear when the DJs are playing the throwback hours and stuff like that, you don't hear a lot. You don't hear a lot of Xscape, but you always hear SWV. You know what I'm saying? And that's not taking anything away from SWV. Like I said, I love SWV, but Xscape needs that shine as well. When you know, when these DJs are going back, when they go back and play the throwback hits, y'all need to start playing some more Xscape because these women have put on, especially after this. I hope they proved it to well, they shouldn't have to prove it to y'all, but I hope I hope they reminded y'all who they are. You know what I'm saying? These are queens, man. Like straight up. And that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, man.
My name is Felton, and I'm done speaking.
I'm done. I can't.
Shout out to Clubhouse. I'm done speaking. What is that, bro? What is that? Anyway,
you know what? That's something new. I didn't realize what in the blue hell they were talking about. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Why are people announcing that they're done speaking? Okay. I guess it's the new Clubhouse etiquette. But anyway, that came out of nowhere.
Disrespectfully.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah. With that being said, don't forget everybody. Yeah, we're gonna get canceled. We say that we're gonna be back after next week, but we might not have a show.
We might not. I might have some lumps on my head because my wife gonna be
Oh, she gonna beat the shit out of you.
She's gonna beat me, dog. Like, and I mean, you know.
She gonna beat you like a runaway slave.
Listen, Tamika Scott, come save me, okay? If you feel like I'm in danger, you know, please come save me, okay? I want to go to the softest place on earth, okay? I'm telling you right now.
I want to be blind to the ass whipping.
Hey, this is a comedy podcast. We are saying this all in jokes.
Oh no, we started this off saying that this was not just a comedy podcast. So
we were joking.
Want to say
we were joking when we said that this is not a comedy podcast. This is absolutely a comedy podcast. I love my wife. Happy Mother's Day to you, baby. I love you so much. You are everything in my world. And you know what I'm saying. But also,
we're gonna miss Felt 5 and all the wonderful contributions to this world that he's made.
Look,
we want to thank everybody for tuning into another episode of the Zoommates podcast.
Tamika Scott,
possibly the last episode of the Zoommates podcast. If
Tamika Scott, show me how to vegan. You know, you be cooking that vegan stuff, man. That's Latasha. Show me how you be cooking that vegan stuff, girl. I want to go to your house.
And as he digs himself into even more of a hole, we just want to say
I'm here now. I might as well keep going.
Next week, there will be no show. However, the week after that, if the week after that you see the podcast pops up and it's called The Nick Eden Show, just know that Felt 5 is no longer with us. With that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow the Zoommates on Instagram at the Zoommates. Our personal pages at Felt5, at Nick Eden, YouTube, the Zoommates podcast. And for your audio version of choice, head over to anchor.fm /Zoommates. Felt.
If you see me on the episode of Snapped, you know, just you know what happened. I put myself out there and
I am not a witness. I didn't see anything. I am blind as Stevie Wonder.
Listen, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, man. I'm in love.
I get it. I'm sure gonna miss you though.
I have to profess my love. They say you're supposed to. My therapist told me to say everything I need to say out loud. Okay,
you so I'm gonna get your ass with. All right, folks. That's going to be it for this week. We appreciate everybody. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, head over to the Zoommates on Facebook. The Zoommates podcast, this Facebook group. Join, come in, interact. Felt and I are both in there. We'll be talking about the Go Hots. We'll be talking about more show content. We'll be sharing a lot of the clips that we talk about throughout the show. So please go ahead and join us. Follow us on Instagram as well. We post a lot of clips there. Other than that, we will see you all same time next week. Take care.
Pray for me I don't get beat up. I'll let y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah, shit gonna happen, nigga.